Hi everyone, this is Shweta Somo. I've got Mari Kibeloit here with me, who has got a few questions about astrology, tarot reading, psychic reading, and all the predictive techniques. So, this podcast helps people to understand which is the best option for them to consider for their day to day problems. And I apologize in the beginning because my throat is sore, and I think Mari has also got some issues with his voice. Hi, Mari, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Sweta. Thank you for inviting me to join you.
You're welcome. Hello?
I want me to ask you some questions.
Yeah, because you had a lot of questions from the people in the communities and they didn't understand which is the best option for them to consider when looking for future predictions. So we discussed that you are going to bring all their questions on the podcast today.
Thank you for allowing me to ask the questions. In my lifetime, and I'm an older person, I've had my tarot readings and I've had other forecasts made on my behalf. I've never, until I've talked to you, chosen to decide whether they're appropriate or not. My first question to you is, can you describe the different types of forecasts that are available to us nowadays?
So astrology is the first one, which is totally based on mathematical calculations, and it is done by people who actually are good in mathematics, and there is a lot of scientific background behind how they predict the stars and the related future of the clients. First one is astrology. Secondly, there are tarot readings where they use the card, and they are the intuitive predictive methods. There are psychic readings where people channel with the higher energies and try to get the answers to the people. There are some people who use their sixth sense. Some people have some dreams and they can think about your problems, and in 2 or 3 days they can give you the answer, it is not an instant answer, but they take time. So that is a sort of sixth sense which some people are blessed with. And apart from that, in all cultures there are different methods, like there is Chinese astrology and there is a Middle Eastern astrology, so Western astrology as well. Western astrology is based on the sun signs, and Vedic Indian astrology is based on the moon signs. So Chinese astrology is mainly around the numbers. So numerology is a solid background for that. And if you want to dig deeper, there are constellations, 27 constellation, which needs to be analyzed. It is called constellation astrology as well. There is medical astrology, which is specifically for the health of the clients, and they have ancient techniques to help people with health issues, and Ayurveda is a big part of it. Apart from medical astrology, there is financial astrology, business astrology, and there are 60 different charts, D1 to D60, which are for different areas of life. I think they go up to 120, but I'm specialized up to 60. And I have a great interest in this since I was a teenager. As everyone knows, my background is engineering. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I'm into the healthcare in Australia right now, working as a therapist and a counselor. I do my research regularly, and that's why I quite know these things very clearly. And we can pinpoint which person can benefit from which therapy or consultancy. Does it really good question?
Yeah, well, that's a lot of formats or techniques. What about the I Ching from China and the rune? Do they come into your categories as well?
So they are categories which are ancient Chinese, and they are the therapies which Chinese ancestors have developed. They revolve around the body fitness and aura cleansing as well, but they are similar to the Asian therapies. There is just a slight variation among the therapies, but they all work in a proper way. Like Tai Chi works specifically on the physical side of human body. So when we talk about predictive astrology, it is far away from Tai Chi or all those other things, but they can relate somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the next question is, because there's such a range of techniques available, how does one choose the appropriate one for your circumstances?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. And everyone needs to know that the accuracy of astrology readings depends on the accuracy of the astrologer. The base of the astrology is mathematics. If someone is not good in mathematics, they cannot predict accurately. There are some books, like there is a red book and there is a white. They are like ancient Indian books they refer to for some solutions, but they just mug up the and they give the solutions. When my clients come to me, everyone has a different problem, and I, being an engineering student, focus on the mathematical side of astrology, and that's how I give them the prediction or solution to any of their problems. So I think astrology is more accurate, because tarot reading, if I say, like, if someone has really high powerful energies, they can get the right cards, but the cards cannot be right all the time. So there is no accuracy in tarot reading. When it comes to psychic reading, the person channelizes with higher energies, but we don't know if those energies are pure or not, and how accurate they can be, because if those energies are not pure and the person for whom the prediction is being taken is a very pure energy, they have a white shield around them, they are very religious, they are believers of positivity and all that. So they can actually change the life the way they want, and the psychic readings won't affect or help them. Another problem is manifestation. If a psychic reader is not ethical enough to talk about the sensible, positive things about the client and goes on doing the negative predictions, your words are very powerful, and they can manifest. So they definitely have to be careful on what they talk. It has to be positive. It has to be represented in a way that the client doesn't get scared, and the accuracy of the result depends on the energies around the psychic reader. So if you want a psychic reading, make sure you have plenty of reviews, positive reviews, because when they try to channelize your spirit guides or your future, they get in touch with your spirit guides and energies and aura, and it may disturb or affect the client. Like they get sick, or they feel negative, or, something starts happening in their life, things like that. They start having bad dreams. So it is all about the energies of the person who is doing the predictions. Yeah.
One occasion when I had a psychic reading, I met this person or female for the first time, and the first thing she said to me when she looked at me was, "Who's that African warrior standing behind you?" And I didn't know I had a guide, spirit guide. I knew of him, but I didn't expect him to be with me at that time. It was spirit guide from my spiritual teacher, which I used to meet with a group of people every week. So, but the fact that this psychic reader could actually see this guide, spirit guide, as if it was really standing beside me was quite comforting for me, because I knew that she had the ability. She had the ability to see my guide. She had the ability to give me a good reading. So that's the next question. How do you, is there any way in which you can, I'd say, test a guide or a spiritual reader, or someone who can...
Yeah, you can test them. Before setting up the appointment, take your time to check for the reviews. And if you are going to set a meeting today, make sure it happens after 1 week. And after paying for the appointment, see what happens to you until you actually have that session. The effects after the session can stay for up to 2 weeks, like 1 week to 2 weeks. And in that 1 to 2 weeks, you can see what is happening in your life, because the energy is there to heal you. Like the basic purpose of any astrologer, psychic reader, tarot reader, healer is to heal the people and give positivity. So as soon as you talk to someone, if something good is happening in your life, that means that person, that reader, is good for you, lucky for you. If something bad is happening, you immediately need to stop all services with them. That's how I think it should be.
Thank you. So therefore the issue then becomes, do you as the patient or the person receiving the guidance have to make the assessment of whether you've achieved something from the reading a couple of weeks later, or should they not actually talk communicate back with the person giving the reading to get them to check to see if there's any improvement or any change?
Actually, what I've observed is no astrologer goes back to the client to check what is going on. That no longer happens, and it is for a good reason, because the time you are contacting and talking with a astrologer, they are actually looking at your chart, and they are around your past, present, future, and your surroundings. So it's good to have everything discussed in that 30-minute or 40 minutes window where you're talking, and all the questions should be pinpointed, and you should write it clearly to them before the session so they know what they are discussing, and that prevents confusion as well. There is no time delay, and you get answer to all your questions.
Good, thank you for that. That's so. What you're suggesting is, I just want to recap on that, please, is that you should give the reader something in writing of the questions you want to ask.
Yes, so that you don't miss out on any important questions and everything is covered in one sessions, because it is very likely the astrologer is busy and will not have time to answer any of your future questions without actually booking an appointment. And even if they do, the answers may not be accurate.
Yes, well, and then the other issue is that if they cover a number of subjects or topics or parts of your life, you may forget about something that was said because there's so many things discussed. And so it would be wise for a person, may I suggest, that they should write down on a notepad immediately after the reading any issues that they think they should expect to see, so they know what guidance that's been given.
Yeah, that's why astrologers they are strictly based on one topic discussion in one session. Like if you book a 30-minute session with me, then I need to know whether you want to talk about your business, health, relationship, or your finances, or any legal matters. So I just need to know that one area around which the questions are based. So I can line up the 5 relevant charts and we can be accurate about the answers, and you will also remember what we have discussed. So if it is multiple topics, sorry, if there are multiple topics, they cannot be discussed in one session. One session for one topic only, because there are a lot of charts need to be analyzed to be accurate with that one question, because there is a solution, there is a gemstone prediction, there is a remedy. So those things can be written in the email, but they are really helpful.
Very good.
Yeah.
One topic, one session.
Yeah.
Then the next question that comes to my mind is, if you're in a situation where, as an individual, you have a number of activities or issues in your life, more than one, how do you select which is the most important one?
That is about priorities. Obviously, everyone's topmost priority should be health, and second should be their career. On the third stage comes the relationships, and if someone has children, obviously kids come first. So it depends on the priorities.
Okay, so the other point that you've made, which is very important, is that the first priority is to relate to yourself rather than someone else.
Yeah.
Would do you agree that each person is the most important person in their lives?
Yes.
Therefore, you need to deal with that first.
Yeah, but I would repeat, if someone has children, children come first. Like obviously under 18 one they come first. So if someone has a problem with the children or relationship with children, and then the health problems, so I would put children and health in the first priority. I would try to resolve those questions first, and then there can be other issues that can be discussed. Usually I have like a couple counseling sessions, sometimes astrological couple counseling and financial healing sometimes. Yeah, mostly they are around career, finance, and relationship.
Therefore, can I interrupt? It would be wise for a person to expect to have more than one session with you or any other reader, because if you do one subject at each time, you might need to have, you've got more than one issue in your life. Book.
Yeah. Yep. So I have a deal. I always have 3 packages: 3 session, 5 session, and 10 session. And I think the window is for 6 months. It's on my website, shwetasomo.com. So if you take the 3 session pack, it is more cheaper. Like all the 3 packages are cheaper. It just helps you to get a better understanding and quick answers to the questions on 3 areas of life, 5 or 10 areas of life. And you can have multiple questions here.
If a person booked in to have, say, 3 or more sessions with you over a 6-month period, then in subsequent visits to you, is there an opportunity to discuss the results of previous predictions?
Yeah, so there is no sort of outcome. Like when I predict something, prediction is a possibility. If people are facing challenges, I can give them a remedy. The remedy works differently for different people. It actually belongs to their karmic backlog. So if it is a heavy karmic backlog, it takes a lot of time to resolve. For example, if someone was a murderer in past birth, you can't expect them to dissolve that karma very quickly. They will take a lot more time than a person who had a normal life. So that's how it depends. It varies for everyone. But yeah, they can be discussed in all the sessions. And I also do the free sessions for my NDIS participants because I work in the stream of allied health, like therapeutic sessions with them. And these things I provide to them for free, astrology readings. I give them one reading every 3 months free.
Very good, very good. So you then probably develop an ongoing relationship with your clients. Is that what you normally do, or would you desirable to, after having, say, 3 sessions with you?
Yeah, I would advise all my clients that, if you don't have problems, sorry, I would advise all my clients that if they don't have problem, they definitely don't need to see me or pay me for anything. But if they have issues, they can always come back. But focus on, meditation, exercises, join the online meditation sessions. So I have online healing sessions once a month. It is on a full moon day, and these are free for my clients, whoever had a session with me even one time. So that healing on a full moon night keeps the cycle going for 12 months, and the clients are in a better place because I'm not here to just make money out of this. I actually want to help the clients heal their trauma through a proper trauma therapy, which I give through my business mind reader. But, regular cleansing of my clients is also something that I do. And usually my clients come along with their families in the cleansing sessions, which are done on a full moon night. And the reason for doing them on full moon night is that people are very disturbed on that day, on full moon nights. And it is very necessary to balance their emotions on that particular day. It is a good time to have a financial cleansing as well. So I look after the financial cleansing in those once in a month free sessions for my clients. And these 3 things help them in a lot of ways. So this is how I keep in contact with my clients. But I don't want anyone to spend money and have sessions with me all the time because I'm definitely into my research, and I'm just finishing my psychological studies, and the NDIS participants are lined up as well. I do this for the benefit of people and to use astrology positively to help people. And this is pure maths. If it was a psychic reading, I won't do that. Does that answer your questions, Mari? Hello?
Well, that's wonderful, Sweta. Thank you so much. It's very, very informative what you've said. I look forward to working with you and just having further discussions about readings and psychic developments in the future. So